Whoa, what is that? Sorry, guys, I just noticed something. I'm not restarting my computer right now. Alright, so how are y'all doing? I know there's no one on right now, but I have had a day. Hasn't been a great one. I mean, didn't start out great. It's not bad now. Had a pretty good afternoon. So, uh, yeah. I was able to. Okay, so go back and explain here because there's gonna be other videos that we're gonna end up pulling up because I haven't even looked at them. Anyway, see, I'm distracting myself. Yeah. I was looking for the nutrition club that we used to go to out in Eaton Rapids before we moved. Because it was called Healthy Horizons at first in Okemos when Amanda Howe got me and Linda into Herbalife. And I miss some of the people and just wanted to reconnect, that kind of thing. And I miss the shakes. The shakes were amazing. I really love the shakes. And the lift off, which it's in a glass bottle, but they come in like these little you can get them in like these little single packet things. There's just water and just pour the packet in. And you could actually like replace your pop with it. I really wanted to be able to get some of the stuff back because I have an issue with pop and I want the shakes back. And, the shakes are going to be a great way to just have that healthy thing in the morning without having to always worry about breakfast, or cooking, I should say. But I couldn't get on my account. My account was like screwed up for a long time, for at least 3 years. But yeah, I was able to reconnect with, her name is Tammy, and I was able to reconnect with her, and we went out there yesterday, and the club is still open. It's called Nutrition Zone, and it's in Eaton Rapids, and it's pretty cool. And I was really happy to be able to reconnect with Tammy. And I hadn't really talked to her that much before. I mean, a little bit, on and off. It was more Amanda and Christine and Ashley and Robin and Craig, who unfortunately now is gone, and Pam and Roland, who lives in Saginaw now, and quite a few others. Like I don't even remember what their names were now. The one in Okemos closed, Healthy Horizons, and then they opened a place in Mason, and that's where it last was before we moved. And then the one in Mason ended up closing, and they were open out in Eaton Rapids. Well, Tammy is the owner of that one. So now that's pretty cool because not only today, like I went out there today, I just had a really bad start to my day. It was just one of those days. And Boots, no. Boots? Sorry, he's been a butthead all day long. Boots, don't you dare. Anyway, so I went out there today, and because I'm just like, you know what? I debated on it because we were in Mason. We had to get uh, chicken feed. And it was just like a whole bunch of stuff, like money situation, and just Homestead, and just not, on a problem basis, just, more like, how are we gonna figure out how to do this kind of thing, financially. Um, just a whole lot of things, and Scott, and just it's everything. And I'm like, okay. So I finally decided, I'm like, you know what? Screw it, we're going out there, because just I need it. I want a shake for one, and I want one of my shakes, and no, they're not like they're not unhealthy. They really are not. They're 100% nutrition. They can totally replace a meal. Uh, I did end up making us egg wraps tonight. Um, but I didn't have a whole lot of food today, so wasn't real worried about it. Like, I pretty much just had this shake earlier, and that was it. Oh yeah, I got stupid and got a piece of pizza from Speedway, which was kind of dumb, but anyway. But while we were out there, Tammy helped me to connect with Herbalife. She helped me to get my old account back, just so I can, like, get the stuff that I want, like my shakes and that kind of thing. My tea, because the tea is amazing. I freaking love the tea. Well, she also had like samples, and well, she had like a little single package available for sale, and I bought some. Um, but so I even got Chloe a shake and a tea, and they have aloe, which is helps with digestion and that kind of thing. I might do a video about it at some point in time, but anyway, I was just really happy to get reconnected with that and be able to know that I can actually get my shakes again. Okay, it might take a couple paychecks to be able to get it, but and there's still stuff from there's stuff at works I'll definitely make sure I have, because I like the coffee. I like that cold brew coffee. I think it's more like the coffee stuff from there. Not sure what else. But yeah, Herbalife also has this iced coffee. It's mocha flavored. It's so good. That's what got me started on iced coffee. But nothing I make is as good as theirs. It's so good. Anyway, so that did help. And I think the other thing, I didn't get a lot of sleep last night. I mean, it took me a while to fall asleep, because I'm not used to going to bed early, because of my schedule at work. Um, I I really do think I'm gonna try to look for an at-home job or something. I love my job, I really do, but I need to be able to reset my circadian rhythm to where I'm not getting to sleep after 1:30 in the morning. Like, it's messed me up so bad. And I know that's part of the issue with my weight and my moods, and just it's not good. So I woke up before 7 this morning, and I had a headache in my sinuses, because I get sinus headaches from the weather, and we got snow coming. So it's like, okay, my head picked up on it, of course. And I was so tired. Because, of course, I wake up at least once during the night, at least once or twice during the night to pee, and then sometimes I have a hard time going back to sleep. But I was just not, it was just not a good morning at all. But it's turned out okay. Excuse me. I also want to, yeah, I'll discuss that. Anyway, title of the video. Are things going to change, and how, basically? Are we going to end up having to homestead for survival? The answer to that is a resounding yes. So I'm going to type in the chat for a minute, and then I'm going to pull some videos, and we're going to get started. Oh, I have to actually click on it. Hi, Mandy. The answer a resounding yes. So, what are we going to do, you guys? I'm also going to be talking about a series that we're going to start this week. I might start that series tomorrow. I want to paint tomorrow. I have a lot to do. I'm really going to try to get up early. So I'm going to have to go to bed shortly after this video. But here we go, guys. Let's figure this out. 537. Yeah. Well, let's see what this one's about. This one's Lisa Haven. Let's just see.
Well, something big is brewing behind closed doors in Washington, and it's not just typical political drama.
I'm gonna turn
There's
this.
a fresh insider report that's
so y'all can see it.
That a key figure inside of the Trump administration is quietly bleeding massive amounts of support. And all of this, by the way, is going on as tensions rise.
It was supposed to be last night, but I was with Chloe last night, so.
Not just a disagreement. It could be the kind of internal fracture that threatens unity at the very, very top. And now there is a rumor mill that is exploding with whispers that loyalty is coming, that a major clash of influence is coming, and a major clash of strategy could trigger a power shakeup unlike we've ever seen in history's past. Today, I'm going to be breaking all of that down.
The liftoff, which is what this is,
being reported.
Energy drinks. I know it's late at night, but
not
really late at night.
Destabilizing.
Couldn't help it. It was a blackberry flavor. It's one I haven't had, so couldn't help it.
Far. So stay with me. I've got a lot to share with you. But as a quick reminder, please make sure you still subscribe to the channel and hit that like button and share this video with everybody you know. But with that, let's go directly to the source and find out who exactly is causing this drama, if you will, with Donald Trump and the administration. We'll take a look at this, and this is on the Daily Mail. And it's headline, Trump turns on Pam Bondi and backs his Ice Queen's scathing assessment of her over what he sees as multiple failures. It goes on to state this. President Donald Trump has been
I haven't
complaining
watched this
about
one so
Pam
far. So.
Bundy over high-profile prosecutions going off the rails and her handling of the Jeff files. The Wall Street Journal said on Monday that Trump's grievances, pointing to Bundy's failures
Okay,
to prosecute
I'm not going to go
the
through all this
president's
one.
long-term political enemies.
Not going to go through all this one because I don't want to be on here all night. So, all right. Yeah, I already need that. Let's go to subscriptions. And we are straight up going to go to full spectrum. All right.
Sort of symptom
we're gonna do this one. This was this morning. I have not seen this one.
diseases that they have ever seen. It's not just a major events are happening right now.
This one's emergency alert. Trump sends final warnings to Cuba. Marco Rubio set to lead the charge. He's also
Cuba,
talking
Donald
about
Trump has just suggested that Marco Rubio should be the
outbreaks.
next leader of Cuba. We see Stephen Miller taking a large part in the Venezuelan campaign. Russia and China are scrambling both their militaries and their anti-government dissent across the United States of America in an attempt to regain control. What's happening inside of Cuba right now is not just a scare. They're also undergoing one of the largest sort of symptom diseases that they have ever seen. It's not just a flu season. We have some sort of other sickness that is running through the Caribbean. What we are watching unfold is something much worse. Okay. We're seeing a collapsing country. It looks like when the lights go out, when the doctors leave, the garbage piles up, and the government lies to the people.
Go to bed.
We're done in themselves.
Because I am.
The Cubans on the ground are not calling this a virus, not calling it a disease. They are saying that this is the worst illness that the country has ever seen. That alone should tell you how bad something is. When people abandon the formal labels, they start using street level language, it is a sign that they have stopped believing the official story.
I wonder what I'm gonna do.
People all over the Caribbean
I'm actually gonna start working on my garden grid.
Their skin peeling off. They're reporting widespread rashes through children and adults, swollen joints, massive waves of vomiting and diarrhea. Children are being harmed, and so are the elderly and the middle-aged. The cemeteries are said to be filling up. Hospitals are reported to be overwhelmed. A government that refuses to declare an emergency.
Here we go again.
So would admit that they have done something wrong. Something that they have spent decades
Here we go again, guys.
Shows you that a system has failed. The Cuban administration, according to the United States of America,
COVID,
that what they are undergoing is
there's going to be truly something that we're going to have to worry about.
There's nothing new and nothing that they can do about it. The reality on the ground tells a little bit of a different story. When 1/3 of the population is ill, when foreign governments are quarantining travelers from the area, when doctors are quitting by not just the hundreds, but the thousands, and nurses are being fired for speaking out, that is not normal. It's an indicator of a wider collapse or something else is going on. Here's the part that we don't like to hear about. Viruses don't collapse a country. Other governments do.
Yeah.
Cuba didn't end up here because of some cyclical disease. It ended up here because a totalitarian system hollowed out its institutions for decades. When you criminalize transparency like they tried to in America for 4 years, when you silence whistleblowers, and I'm sure you guys remember what happened to everyone who spoke out against the Boeing aircraft, when you politicize medicine, you build a nation that cannot survive crisis. It's brittle. One outbreak or storm, one disruption, and the whole thing starts to break down. Look at what happened after the tropical wave from Melissa. You had flooding standing water, garbage piling up in the
I think I
streets, the
actually just
sewers
started writing
maxing out,
all of these out now.
blackouts knocking out water treatment facilities, mosquito populations exploded. And what did the government do? Well, in many areas, they did nothing. They didn't have the fuel to fumigate. They didn't have the insecticides to use. They didn't have the power grid to keep the clinics running. They didn't have the political courage to tell the truth. And so we see some sort of an unknown disease being spread and an administration in multiple countries being hit. Nurses in numerous cities say that they are right now seeing unusual deaths. Children are dying, sudden fevers. When nurses speak up, they are fired and silenced. Death certificates are quietly being altered according to reports to say natural causes or complications. Anything but the truth. Acknowledging the truth means acknowledging the failure of a government. Now, I'm going to remind you that we just went into Venezuela. The US government is reported by the Venezuelan military to have used next level weaponry. Weaponry that caused people's eyes to bleed without ever firing a chemical weapon. Weaponry that caused
That's
people to
lovely.
double over in pain and scream out with their hands to their ears to stop maybe some sort of sonic or other type of non-seen kinetic event. We are witnessing what could be the offshoot of a new level of warfare. And this is exactly what happens when you live under a system where the truth is a threat. Cuba right now is suffering. The country, according to America, is ripe for Americanization. They have chronic blackouts, food shortages, medicine problems, mass immigration, economic freefall. They have repression that has not been seen like this in decades. 30,000 plus doctors have fled the country in the last 24 months. 70,000 healthcare workers are said to have quit. Hospitals closed, clinics overrun. This is what happens when a country that was built on propaganda loses the people who can actually keep that propaganda machine alive. The country becomes weak. Weakness cannot survive the crisis that is being seen right now. And this is why outside governments like America are suddenly paying attention. Other nations like Spain are telling their citizens to avoid these areas. Canada will not impose any sort of government level change, but they're telling their citizens to tread lightly. Florida isn't travel linking or travel tracking what they're seeing for fun. They're doing this because the Cuban government refuses to admit that there's some sort of problem there. Something real is going on, and it's dangerous. Cuba is not isolated, and neither is this crisis. Millions of people travel between Cuba and the United States, especially the southernmost states of Texas and Florida. Tourism, family visits,
Lovely.
commercial trade. All it takes is one instance of maybe a biological event, and suddenly you have an outbreak. One wave of travel, one issue, and suddenly this is no longer Cuba's problem. It is now America's problem. It is your problem. We are seeing reports that the new CDC being run under Donald Trump is watching this closely, and governments might be getting nervous. When they get nervous, but don't act, it's time for you and I to pay attention. There is a deeper layer here that no one in media wants to talk about. Cuba is strategically, militarily vulnerable right now. It is a sick nation run by sick people. They are broke and politically fragile. It's losing all of their professionals, and it's sitting just a few miles away
Not
from the
yet.
USA. China and Russia, along with their criminal networks, are watching this closely. When a country begins to show weakness, other countries move in. And maybe you'll look at why China and Russia tried to get in on our agriculture. Public health collapses are one of the fastest ways to destabilize a regime. It destroys trust by the public. It overwhelms the institutions. It creates panic, and it forces people directly into the street. Trump was right. He told you Cuba is ready to fall. He didn't tell you that this would happen because of US tanks or even bombs, but because you can't run a communist police state when the hospitals are full, when the doctors leave, the nurses are fired, and the power is shut off, and the people are scared. What you are seeing right now happens when reality punches through government propaganda. And this is why the South American regimes or administrations are so desperately trying to control the narratives over their population. They know that once people realize their own governments cannot or will not keep them alive, everything changes. There is no transparency, not even by the American government. There's no oversight, no free press, no accountability. This is not just incompetence. This is how you guarantee chaos. This is how a
That's what they're
pre-collapse phase
doing.
begins to take shape. It doesn't arrive with a declaration. It arrives with silence, with quiet
So
deaths
lo
of
and behold, my
anti-government
question
leaders,
remains.
hospitals being overrun.
Will
governments
we
running
end
out
up
in the
having to
streets.
start a homestead and
History
raise
shows
and
us
grow all of our
this
own
happens
food just to survive what's coming in the country and in
when
its
a
world
government state loses control of
this year?
public sentiment. It loses
And
control
my
of everything
answer,
shortly
a
thereafter.
resounding yes.
Food riots are to follow. Refugee waves will come. Political crackdowns. And eventually, the system will either reform or it will break. America cannot dismiss this.
No.
It is a strategic red flag.
Yep.
When Cuba falls, the Caribbean is destabilized. You will see migrationary spikes. Crime will spread to America. Foreign powers will move into the countryside. Cuba is standing on the edge right now of a chain reaction. Once a government loses control of information, of basic services, and they start to happen at the same time, it can rarely regain control peacefully. The pressure is building. The exits are full, and the cracks are widening. What follows will not just be instability, it will not remain contained to an island just 90 miles away from the USA. This crisis is no longer theoretical. It's unfolding in real time, and the consequences will reach the American shores unless Trump does something about it. When Washington, begins telling Americans to get out under a level 4 warning, that's not about politics, it's about staying alive. It means the streets are not safe. They're not run by law and order. They're run by armed men. The militias, they're not checking documents.
Mm-mm.
They're looking for Americans. These groups were built to enforce loyalty to the Cuban regime. They are enforcing chaos. They are not accountable to a court or a government, only to their own rage, anti-American hate, and ideology. The political shield has disappeared, and violence that was once held back is pouring out. These militias, to them, the United States didn't just change Venezuela's leadership, it shattered their protection, their funding. And so they are going to strike out at anything that they can reach.
I could go nuts.
This is what the collapse phase looks like. Disorder spreading all around the ground. The United States of America is tightening its grip behind the scenes. It is attempting to shift diplomatic channels, reassess their sanctions, prepare embassy returns, and line up energy agreements for when America goes in. This is not the sign of backing off. This is locking in. Control is coming. Venezuela isn't just a broken country. As you know, and we have told you, it is the most valuable energy zone, maybe even on the planet. And that's why this moment is so volatile. Militias, cartels,
Energy.
royalists, they all know the clock is ticking. Once American-backed structures take root and Western security forces reorganize and oil contracts go live, the chance for violence closes. What they're trying to do right now is burn the ground while they still can. Venezuela is not stabilizing. Stabilization is being overwritten. History shows us that the gap between collapse and control is the gap and gutter where the blood flows. We just watched a report according to militia and military men who survived the raids on Maduro's compound. The U.S. forces that went in did not just outgun and outmaneuver the Venezuelan defenders. They used something that is far scarier. They used some sort of weaponry that caused immediate bleeding, vomiting, total physical collapse of everybody in the target range.
Okay. Yeah. So my question, on the whole Homestead thing. Obviously, the answer is a resounding yes. So the next question is, how do we accomplish that? And that's what we're going to be covering. Okay. This is to let everyone know what's going on, because not everybody keeps track. Not everybody watches. Not everybody pays attention. But we need to. But you need to pay attention to the right things. So
hundreds of armed guards ready to fight were rendered helpless with just a small American team that came in, took Maduro, and walked back out without a single American casualty. That is not firepower. That's dominance. This is what breaking the illusion means. The illusion that any anti-American regime is strong. Elite security details can't even stand up to us. And when they don't know what hit them, when their leader is dragged out right in front of them and flown over to another country, the myth of power is gone. The Guard issued a warning to the rest of Latin America. They are saying, and not even angrily, they are all scared and should be. What they saw happen in the way of American force is coming for you next. Maduro and his wife are not sitting in some sort of palace. They are in and out of courtrooms, facing narco weapons,
because it's great in
charges,
soups,
terrorism charges, trafficking charges, the same charges that cartels face. The real message here is that if you do not play by America's rules, you will not get exile or immunity. You will be removed. This operation shows every hostile government in the world that America has overwhelming power and Trump will use it. The illusion of safety just by borders disappeared. And so will everything else that was built on that false structure.
I am going to have to do better.
What we are seeing right now is the moment when long hidden cracks begin to split open
my labeling
under an
this year.
earthquake's pressure. Cuba's health system failing. Venezuela's power structure shattered. This is the price of letting a corrupt system rot.
Problem is, that could be our country. What I was gonna say, I'm gonna have to do better with plant labeling this year. Something better than little tiny things, because those just aren't working very well. The marker doesn't stay. Oh, I gotta find some better labels to use. So I am gonna have herbs intermingled with other plants. I am gonna try to do garden beds like I kind of have them here. But I'm also gonna try to do some one or two of my gardens, and yes, we're gonna have more than one. God willing, we're gonna have more than one. We'll definitely have. I'm hoping it. Well, we'll definitely have at least the one layered garden. I don't know if I'm gonna be able to get the other one done in time, but we'll have the one layered one, and then we're gonna be building garden beds. So, hoping I could build enough. And then fill them. That's going to be the other problem. So, yeah. The other reason I wanted to do like the layered gardens, but I'm probably going to have to pay for composted soil. See. But it's going to come down to medicinal and culinary herbs, medicinal plants, tinctures, the things that you need to make those tinctures, which usually it's just like alcohol, 80 proof or higher, or apple cider vinegar unfiltered with the mother. So they say not to use your own because it's not strong enough.
The consequences are not just moving throughout the Caribbean, they're moving straight throughout the entire hemisphere. They're moving toward the rest of the world. Right now, we see the US military preparing for a massive wave of change. Look at what's going on with Greenland. Look at what is being prepared in Taiwan, Japan, South Korea, and the Philippines. Right now is the time for you to be ready. Folks, you're watching Full Spectrum Survival on YouTube, where I doom scroll so you don't have to. Please make sure that you are subscribed and share this.
See, this is the reason why we need to make sure that we're able
symptom diseases that
to
they've
raise
never seen.
more.
It's not just the flu season. Now,
This was the last one of these tonight.
That the Department of Homeland Security has the ability to see inside of your house. They can do this without a warrant. They can do this without justification. Even if you have
That's freaky. I don't like that.
Where a potential suspect was, now you're a part of that potential suspect.
Yeah, I don't like that.
I want you to listen closely as more information comes out on it.
ICE can now draw a digital line around your neighborhood and see the location of every phone inside it. Thousands of federal agents deployed to cities like Minneapolis. An exclusive report from 404 Media reveals the surveillance tool they're using to hunt people down. It's called Weblock. Here's how it works. An agent draws a shape on a digital map, a city block, a workplace, or a protest site. The system instantly pulls up the history of every mobile phone that's been inside that shape. It shows where you sleep, where you work, and who you spend time with. It creates a pattern of life analysis to predict your next move. They don't need a warrant. They don't need a subpoena. They just buy the data from apps installed on your phone right now. Yesterday, an ICE agent shot and killed a U.S. citizen in Minneapolis during an operation.
So this was recorded right after that happened, but the truth is the same.
Look at my garden beds.
Going head to head with anti-protesters in Austin, Texas.
Stay.
If you are a criminal, illegal alien, the Trump administration is using every single tool that we have to protect the American people. Sanctuary policies, whether they're here in New York City, whether they're in California, Illinois, or Minneapolis. If you are a criminal, illegal alien, we are coming to get you. We will arrest you.
Now, folks, I'm going to be the first to warn you. They're not going to stop at the criminals. Power will always hold power and get new power. So the very same tools that they are using to track the criminals, to enforce upon the criminals, the Insurrectionist Act, anti-government behaviors, they will use these tools against you. It is literally a matter of time unless we get some sort of saving grace by this administration that stops it in its place. But I have not seen any laws being put forward, any curtailing or constraining of the power that is growing. So I'm here to warn you that what's being built right now is a very dangerous machine.
We will bring justice, and we will also bring safety to the American people. We are warning anyone, if you think you can harm an individual, a citizen of the United States, or a law enforcement officer, we will find you and bring you to justice. If you lay a finger on one of our officers, we will catch you, we will prosecute you, and you will feel the full
Instagram. My name is Kyle, and I am Antifa, and I am the individual who posted to Instagram a week ago like an Aussie here in Minneapolis that he wasn't welcome here. And I think we've all since agreed that that was the right thing to do.
Who is this guy talking to? Because he thinks he's in an echo chamber, and I do not agree with him. He admits to being part of what the administration now calls a domestic organization of terror. Once that changes, once you go from being a group, maybe even just a suspect group, to an organization of terror, the law enforcement, the things they can do to you, completely change. You basically don't have rights anymore as a U.S. citizen, and he's out there openly admitting it. And I think he's about to get taken out or down.
I've seen an amazing outpouring of this part is really important. Okay. We are under occupation, and this is what the founding fathers gave.
Do you think he chose a bullet casing as a necklace on accident? Or do you think that's a further image of psychological manipulation to get the followers to act?
What's the Second Amendment for?
Yeah.
Talking about the Second Amendment and arming up.
Okay. Everybody needs to take a moment for themselves to take inventory and decide where they stand on this. And we aren't all necessarily the ones that need to go and confront them, but the ones that are need to go and do so.
Folks, that's a very scary message from a self-proclaimed member of a organization that wants to cause harm on the streets of your city. They want to fight and potentially harm federal agents. And what's going to come next is going to be anything but peaceful.
Denmark's going to have to invoke Article 4.
Yeah.
Europe's going to have to say if they're going to stand up. My gut feeling is that Canada will be on the ground in Greenland because we have no choice, because Alberta will be the next target for Trump if he gets away with Greenland.
So here you have them saying that Canada must fight for Greenland. And they're saying that they're going to have to invoke Article 4, and they are going to have to go to war with the United States of America.
Israel is not just fighting our battle, it's fighting the battle against radical Islam that threatens the future of the world. And I think many people thought communism would threaten the world, or China would threaten the world. Saying that this untethered force, extremist ideology that knows no limits, it has nuclear weapons, ballistic missiles to deliver them, and the masses that will destroy democracies, burn Christians. We're committed to defending Christians around the world and in the Middle East. If they win the day, we all lose. Israel is defending itself. So doing, we're defending Western civilization.
So there's the prime minister to Israel. What the prime minister is saying is that this is a bigger fight than you have been told. He's saying that this is not just a fight on democratic lines or democracy lines. This is not just a fight of freedom.
Tired, you guys.
This is a religious fight.
Yeah.
And I think that you know very well that the religious fights are the hardest fought. The most blood is shed because of these fights. And so if that is what's really coming, and he says it himself, not just Israel, Africa, America, if that is really what's coming, we are in for some very, very hard times ahead.
Policy question. How much money are you thinking of giving people in Greenland to get them on board with a possible U.S.?
I'm not talking about money for Greenland yet. I might talk about that. Right now, we are going to do something on Greenland, whether they like it or not, because if we don't do it, Russia or China will take over Greenland, and we're not going to have Russia or China as a neighbor. Okay? Like to make a deal, the easy way, but if we don't do it the easy way, we're going to do it the hard way. But man, and by the way, I'm a fan of Denmark too. I have to tell you, and they've been very nice to me. I'm a big fan, but the fact that they had a boat land there 500 years ago doesn't mean that they own the land. Sure, we had lots of boats go there also. We need that because if you take a look outside of Greenland right now, there are Russian destroyers, there are Chinese destroyers and bigger. There are Russian submarines all over the place. We're not going to have Russia or China occupy Greenland, and that's what they're going to do if we don't. So,
listen to that. The President of the United States of America said first, it won't offer money. They'll give Greenland the chance to just become America. They will offer money second. If they don't take it, they will no longer do it the easy way. They'll do it the hard way. And America
So this is
will do it
proof,
so
you
that
guys, that
China cannot.
we have
So
to
those
be
are some very strong
prepared.
words. It really gives you a heads up into the next couple of days and weeks and what's going to happen, not just in America, but involving America around the world.
That's a hayfield. Need a brown pen.
Here you just saw a video of officers getting hit with projectiles.
Sorry, that's annoying, you guys. I apologize. I apologize.
Scary times across our country, folks. This is very, very far
Very.
from over.
Legal in the United States. What's alarming about this is that for years, this person has advocated the Marxist viewpoint that the redistribution of property is appropriate and as
This is talking about the new New York City Mayor Mondami and how his entire group wants to redistribute personally owned property for the larger group that they call the collective. What they are saying inside of New York is that right now, if you make $0, you get free housing. If you make $500,000 a year, you're going to pay 30% of your money to pay for the $0 makers free housing. And they're not talking about your cousin who's on the down and out. They're not talking about your brothers or sisters. They're talking
Make
about
sure you're right here.
immigrants that they pull in here and tell them that they don't have to get a job because everything will be paid for.
Don't knock my
for them.
stuff down.
They're talking about a political. and
You
a
very
civilizational
easily
shift.
could, so please
And now
don't.
listen to hear what the U.S. government, the larger federal government, has to say about it.
explicitly along racial lines, which is clearly illegal in the United States. And there are several federal statutes that I administer here, including the Fair Housing Act. There's an Equal Credit Act, and there's laws protecting the rights of veterans and our military in housing and so forth. And so we will have a zero tolerance policy in this administration towards any kind of housing action that in any way discriminates against people.
So, folks, that's a big change.
This is a sheriff in Philadelphia who had a message about your agency on Thursday.
Whisk you away. We are not going to whisk you away for them to hide your identity, because when you do it there, you're getting arrested. And so we stand here today with all those who stand against the made up fake, what you can call ICE, professional law enforcement. I don't call them none of that. If them want to come in this city and commit a crime, you will not be able to hide. I don't want this smoke. We will bring it.
So that's a direct threat to the larger federal government there, folks. Things are definitely changing quickly, and I want to keep you as aware as possible. I'm going to keep doom scrolling so that you don't have to. Please make sure that you are subscribed here to Full Spectrum Survival on YouTube. Share this video with friends and family off of YouTube, Facebook, X.com, through text and through email. Please leave a comment down below. And if you see the hype button, please click it. From my family to yours,
Move it.
stay safe.
Sorry, guys. All right, so again, it goes back to the questions, guys, of will we end up having to start a homestead, and raise and grow all of our own food, just to survive what's coming in this country and in this world? My answer to that, once again, a resounding yes. How do we accomplish that? Well, there's a lot of ways. There's many ways to accomplish it. But one of the main things is gardening. And I am really going to get into starting to share with you guys the how-tos on that. And you know what? I still have a lot to learn. I'm not even going to sit here and pretend I got it all together, because I know I don't have it all together. My garden didn't do great last year. Some things did okay. It didn't do great. My raised beds kind of sucked. I had problems with bugs. It's a learning process, and I'm still learning. Are we running out of time? We absolutely are. We are. We absolutely are running out of time. So I am going to go into Richie from Boston, and this one is lockdowns are coming. The rumors are true. And this guy, like, he is no nonsense, like, straight up.
Boston, it's the 12th of January, 2026. And I really didn't feel like making a video. I just got to Florida, and I already had to add an entire quart of transfer case oil to my transfer cases. You know, the two things that I pulled out, spent all last week rebuilding. Yeah. Yeah. It's all right. I got a place that's gonna fix it completely and forever, hopefully. So that'll be out of the way. But for now, it's like traveling with a newborn. Every 750 miles, you got to stop and give it a bottle, which is what I've been doing. It's awesome. But I had to make this video because video I did last night, I asked people if you are a male man or a male woman, male person. If you work for the post office and you got that letter, please forward it. Well,
this is important.
This is what happened.
Sorry, Scott. Now, with my gardens this year, I'm still going to do square foot. For me, it's like, it's the only way to go. It's the only way to be able to grow a lot of food in small spaces.
Are all workers receiving this letter? Yes, yes, they are. Because I've gotten 3 of them from 3 subscribers that I've personally met face to face. And I know for a fact that they work for the post office. And I know for a fact that they are not crazy in any way whatsoever at all. This is the real deal. The last time they did this was before the lockdowns in 2020. Now, what are they going to try to do this time? Are they going to do another fake pandemic, or are they going to use this entire thing on the woman that got shot by ICE? Because if you remember the Economist 2025 cover for 2026, they were showing nothing but war, but they were also showing a collection of vaccines every place, as well as medication all over the ground. And those medications are literally antibiotics that you would need for certain quote unquote pandemics. But with the woman that got shot, well, it's funny because Hollywood has suddenly picked up the mantle instantaneously, and they're turning this into another Black Lives Matter. But apparently that didn't get it done. So now they're doing White Lives Matter. You know, be good. And it's astonishing because the mainstream is running with this story. You know, this woman did absolutely nothing. The lady was in the middle of the street honking. I mean, when you're sitting in the middle of the street obstructing the feds doing something, and even consider pointing the wheels of your car at them, something bad's going to happen. But we don't even know if this was real. We have no idea if this was real whatsoever at all. But what I find unusual, strange, queer, not normal, is how quickly the mainstream latched onto it and how quickly Hollywood latched onto this. I mean, there's already Be Good, because her last name was Good. There was already Be Good merch available. Buttons, shirts, on Amazon, Etsy, etc. I mean, come on, man. This is exactly what they want. And if they got white people,
leave those babies alone.
The feds are coming after them. Well, first of all, they're right. But I mean, this entire shooting was completely set up. But just looking
Of
out.
course he goes down where I can't get to
latch
him.
onto this and make it a like they actually
Behave.
all these people have openly given themselves over to Satan. They do not care. They're part of the problem, whether they know it or not.
Yep.
Period. You know what I mean? But seriously,
Stop it.
how worse after the shooting?
Boots.
There's already merch available on Amazon and Etsy. Isn't that really quick?
Zelda was there.
Wow, that's
Knock
like
it
a
off.
book come out about a
Shut
fire
up.
happening in Hawaii before the fire happened.
Quit.
Or a book coming out. You see what I'm going with this, right? But look at this. This is pathetic. I got this off Call for an Uprising's channel.
Joined now by Mark Ruffalo, who is a nominee tonight, and his wife Sunny. And I want to ask you right off the bat, how much fun is it in that room? Sitting there, you have a couple cocktails, hang out with everybody, and there's all kinds of conversations going on.
It's usually a lot of fun, but I can't really, I gotta be honest with you. I'm not feeling so great. We have a woman, Renee Good, was murdered in our streets of America today, and we got literally stormtroopers running around terrorizing. And as much as I love all this, I don't know if I can pretend like this crazy stuff isn't happening. We have a president who says the laws of the world don't apply to him, and we can rely on his morality, but he has no morality. So where does that leave us? Where does that leave the world? So I love these people. I love being here. I love you. But also can't. It's so hard to pretend anymore. This is crazy what's happening.
I have to ask you because I have family from the Twin Cities, so I understand how hard that is right now. Well, lots of people are hurting right now, and that's the problem, is that the people are hurting.
Yeah. And people can't pay their rent. This isn't making us any safer. They can't pay their rent. They can't buy food. Insurance is impossible. They can't take care of their families and health. There's no education. I mean, this is not making America better. If it was, I'd be, yeah, great, let's do it. But that's not what's happening. We have Americans being shot, killed, a woman in her cars.
We have Americans being shot and killed every single solitary day. We have Americans going to other countries being shot and killed every day for things that didn't even occur or didn't occur as they were laid out. Do you see what I'm saying? These people don't care at all. This is the same guy right here. What is that? What is that? Who takes a picture? Okay, before you take the picture, they say smile, say cheese. Nope, cover your eye, cover your eye. This is to let everybody else know that he is being inducted into the club. Nothing more, nothing less. These guys are going to use this to the best of their ability, and they'll pretend to kill or actually kill as many white women as they possibly can, because they are going to get this started. Because the letter from the post office is absolutely real. It's gone out nationwide, and it's talking about a pandemic or civil disorder, one of the two. So
we definitely have something coming, you guys. Be prepared. That's why I asked the question that I did.
We're in.
And I am starting that series tomorrow. I don't know if I want to start it tonight. I might actually consider this the start of it.
Yeah. Get your money out of the bank, because
you're
better off having no lights, no food, no.
I'll start it tomorrow.
You've got some sort of a medium to trade. You know what I mean? Because maybe people like myself and many others will actually rise up and fight back against this. And who knows? Maybe we'll win. Maybe we'll swing the coast. Maybe we'll swing the pendulum. Who knows? Who knows? But being completely broken, starting at zero, makes you play exactly and only into their hands. But let's take a look at this, shall we? So let's look at the College of DuPage next lab satellite and radar.
I know y'all want to know that.
You'll notice right here in the center of the country, pretty dang close to where I just was, you'll notice that the large waves of lasers or whatever are shooting out in all directions. That wasn't there the other day, but I mean, look at this. Boom. But look at that. And are you kidding me? Are you kidding me? And for some reason, all the NexRad and Dopplers look like
I want to
it's dead.
see if I can
And if
find.
memory serves me correctly, Trump said that they were going to defund that, and it looks like maybe they have, because I haven't seen these light up in quite a while. If you recall, these light up in large blue balloons, and usually they're exploding all over the map. And instead, all we're seeing is what seems like disco light lasers big time, dead nuts in the center of the
What he's getting at is
here in Wyoming. Now you take all
the
this
technology
with what I was seeing
that is
down
seeding
here,
the clouds, seeding the chemtrails.
that certainly doesn't affect anybody's health. But this is where I was today, way down here, going this way. And let's take a look at the skies there, shall we? It's Florida. If I remember correctly, Florida was going to ban chemtrailing. See those? Those concern me. Those are considered waves. And usually they're the predecessor of an earthquake.
Oops.
So they were juicing the sky yesterday, the day before, the day before, the day before. But I mean, going all the way back east, it's getting even worse. I mean,
Yeah, that's what I want.
This sunset.
That's at 26.
This was last night. They were completely covering this thing up like you read about.
Yeah, that's what I want to get for storing my seed packet.
It's subtle. It's like they're making sure that, like, I don't even know how to explain it. It blows my mind that people don't see this for what it is. They're not just blocking the sun. They're using heavy metal. You know what's a heavy metal? Uranium, radium.
I think next week I might try to get a couple of these.
They're bad for humans. They cause autism and Alzheimer's. And what's happened in the last few decades, more than we've ever seen before at all, ever. Autism, Alzheimer's, etc. You know what I mean? Look at this stuff. This was first thing this morning. Unbelievable. And according to the NextRad Doppler radar, to me, it appears the Dopplers are offline.
Exactly
We
what I
can't
want.
track them anymore. All we can
This
see is those
21.
giant things in
This
the
is the same
sky.
thing for
those
$21.
lasers. See that right there? They look like waves, little
cheaper.
ocean waves. Those are usually the precursor for an earthquake. It was in the past. I don't know if it still stands true now, but I mean, this is all from today, last night and today. It's unbelievable. And of course, it's 20 degrees colder than it should be because there's no sun. And here's a funny thing. As I've been driving, I've been listening to other YouTube channels. I listen to very specific channels, people that are talking about the same things that I'm talking about. And I listen to current events to see what they're actually doing in real life. Channels like Upper Echelon, channels like that kid I showed you last night, Coop, who thinks that HARP controls the weather. HARP doesn't control the weather. HARP is a massive worldwide multi-platform thing that causes earthquakes, massive earthquakes, and whatever else it does. But what controls the weather is NextRad and Doppler. Always have, always will. These bad boys right here. And
What I got on here to look for is seed storage boxes.
Like they used to whatsoever at all. But that sure is. This is
With
right
individual
now.
slots to hold your seed packet.
It's crazy. It's absolutely crazy. Watch that thing go, man. This isn't playing on a loop. This is live. This is live right this minute. But it's so crazy to me that suddenly, magically, and all of a sudden, NextRad and Doppler are no longer on that map. Is it just a fluke? Is it down for the week? I don't know. But here's the thing. CoffeeZilla, huge YouTube channel who goes after people like Donald Trump that scam people with his scam coin, the Bitcoin coin thing. He goes after these people. He's such a smart kid. It's like there's no more law.
I like it.
How are you guys this far into the game and you don't see what's going on? This is Agenda 2030, which is actually secretly a nice way to say New World Order. You know the little pyramid on the back of your dollar? Channels like Upper Echelon and many channels, many large channels are like, AI is a complete joke. It's a bubble. It's not real. It's this, it's that. You know, all it's doing is creating AI slop. No, it's not. All they're giving us is things that are AI slop. All they're giving us is things that where you and I can become a deep fake, and we have to prove that a video that shows up of me killing somebody isn't actually me. It was a video that was
Another reason why AI sucks.
AI is
Straight up.
What you're looking at, all these data centers, all this AI stuff is to completely and totally destroy creation release demons and open the pit. I mean, this is crazy. These guys do not see the forest for the trees, and none of them actually speak about the Bible or Jesus.
No.
The science, experts, so forth and so on. But it's amazing how they're all just, hey, AI was supposed to replace everybody's jobs. It's all busy work. It's all words for us. The AI that we see and the AI that they have are two very different things. And when we finally see the AI that they have, men's hearts will fail from fear. At any rate, I didn't want to make a video. It's getting dark right now.
Here's the quail coop I want to get.
Maybe a little dirtier, whatever. But laying into your truck will definitely do that. It is what it is. Truck's bulletproof now, except for one thing is leaking, and I will rectify it. Creek don't rise, good Lord's willing. At any rate, Richie from Boston.
Hedgehog, guinea pig, quail, rabbit, chickens, or ducks.
They're sending out the exact same letters they sent out in 2020 before they locked everybody down. Yeah. These don't happen annually. It happened in 2020 and it's happening now. You're not going to get much more of a warning than that. Richie from Boston. I don't know.
Yeah, that's... Man, what did I do? No. Okay. Yeah. He doesn't hold anything back, so... Do we need to? I dare say, yeah. I'm probably going to get 2 of these. My greenhouse. One to use for my greenhouse, the other to use for my farm stand. Store. My farm store, I should say. $300. And that's the best I can, like... Yeah. Yeah, that's actually about the best I can do. And that one's covered on Prime. Hi, thank you. Just leave it on the porch. It's not like it's gonna melt. I'll figure it out tomorrow. Thank you, Aaron. We need to be stocking up on things like soap supplies, soaps, right down to cooking things like coconut oil. I have a tea kettle. I'm probably gonna get another one. Sounds silly, but I'm probably still going to get a dog playpen for outdoors because I would like to get a farm puppy if possible. I don't know if we're going to be able to stock up on propane. I really don't. I don't know if we're going to be able to because we don't have a great place for it to store it. So I don't know. Things like socks, storage things, soaps. I still want my cucamelons. I would like to get a vintage alarm clock. One that you don't have to use batteries for. It's going to be annoying as all get out, but there's chocolate mint, which I really want some of that. More soap, castor oil, more soap. Body washes, Castile soaps. Even things to make life a little easier, like an over the sink dish drying rack kind of thing. Just silly stuff. But if it's going to make life a little bit simpler, especially when life gets harder, why not, right? And then things to not just entertain, but, stress relievers. Like, for me, my art stuff, Steel wool, you can control mice with that. Tea tree oil for skin, next therapy, and then supplements if you need I'm gonna probably get citrus fertilizer, some other supplements. Just there's so much, and but yeah, we definitely have to be ready. We have to be prepared for this because it's coming. And there's nothing we can do about it except to get prepared. To be prepared, to fend for ourselves, to have that homestead, to grow and raise and grow our own food. Because it is coming. We're going to go to Off Grid with Doug and Stacy for a bit. I'm not going to play the whole thing because this is an hour long and we've already been on for an hour. But I'm definitely going to start the series tomorrow. Our new series.
Yeah, we got it.
You're live, baby. We're late and we're live. Coming to you from the new Homestead.
And we're live.
It's kind of weird to get used to.
New series. How do you become fully self-sufficient? That's what we're going to start.
What is going on, everyone?
That's the question. How do you become fully self-sufficient?
All right, sorry to late, y'all. We are just trying to figure it all out. Man, it's hard to come up with.
Question of the year.
We started off 2026 with a bang. We invaded a sovereign country.
Hey!
We snatched their president right out of the air. Brought him back. Hey! We had 5 different clothes changes. Y'all, everything
That's
is
enough.
This is all nonsense. Talking about Greenland now. So I suspect 2026 will be lit. Gold and silver, busted records. We're just getting this thing rolling. Iran's in the right now. They're in the streets again against Benjamin Netanyahu. Remember the last time that they were in the streets against Benjamin Netanyahu? They cranked off the COVID lock.
Do you become
keep an eye on that? Because anything can go popping off right now, y'all.
fully?
She wants to share with you guys. I know, but we want to share with you guys. I'm going to tell you guys what's up. We're going to do. She's got all of her little materials out here, and she wants to share with you guys her secret teeth whitening recipe, and it strengthens your teeth and gums. And if your mouth is not in good shape, your health is going to suffer. So don't go anywhere, because we'll get to that here in a little bit too.
Well, Patty, she loved the video on the university.
Stacy loved the video on the university. In case you guys didn't know, Doug and Stacy have university.offgridwithdougandstacy.com, where we do videos like we're going to do tonight, but a little more in depth and a lot more frequent. You might want to check that out. University.offgridwithdougandstacy.com.
Question of the year.
Yeah.
How do you become fully self-sufficient? Is it even possible without going crazy? Is it possible?
It's happening in every state.
No, is it?
Yourself. That's how all these people make all the big money. Government contracts, government waste. They don't need your tax dollars because they literally print money. Just think about that for 1 second, and just know that we are just serfs, and we're on land, working the land, and we pay our homage, and then that's it.
Deborah, I love the tuning forks.
That's
They're
true.
excellent.
So then what happens?
Oh, see, Jennifer did the workout today in class, and my child did it with her.
That's good. Yeah, it's good for all ages.
Actually, I even did that in what we did in the university. I did it with my classes today, and they enjoyed it too.
Then popping into Venezuela, now there's a huge vacuum there. They're not telling you guys about all the chaos in the streets there. And it's just, it's just wild out here. And we are in January, y'all. We got midterms coming up. So things are going to be hot and spicy. Once they unloaded all that fraud on you with the Somalians, right? Then what they do, they gave you like a day to chew on it. And then the Minnesota thing popped off, right? So now you got to talk about these lesbos and their, all their drama and their nonsense and the ICE agents and all this stuff. It is so crazy, y'all.
It's just like that.
Once you see all this stuff, you can't unsee it. So it's just like, dang.
But you still want to keep your eye on what's really happening.
Yeah, that's right. It's all about distractions. Look over here, don't look over there.
Oh, look at all the people that exercise with me today.
You can just drink your water out of copper cups. They'll be in stock on the 19th. They'll be here. So in 7 more days, you guys can look for them at the Missouri Tea Company.
Yeah, sure. I have my copy.
Cheers.
I'm gonna try to get one of those.
2 of them. But it just helps you with
2 of them, one
digestion.
for both me and Scott.
There's a lot of Arabic and talk about the copper drinking from copper vessels. Our cups, our mugs here are 100% copper, no coatings, no fillings, no nothing, like all of our
And
stuff.
copper's turned into quite a commodity too.
Man, price increases on copper now as a metal. Okay, it's like silver and gold. Copper's going up. Plus, you got tariffs. Holy smokes! But I did order some more. So if you guys want to get those, just keep your eye on them. By next week when we have the live show, we should have them on in stock. And if you guys want to get medicinal teas and stuff like that, you can always go to the Missouri Tea Company and check it out. And you can also go to Off Grid with Doug and Stacy if you want to get Stacy's books and things that she's written on knowledge and stuff that you want to learn. Because you guys, I'm just here to tell you, like, they can flip this switch at any moment and you can be looking in a depression. You know what I'm saying? Like, this stuff has all happened before. Don't get caught flat-footed and not being able to do for yourself and having to stand in bread lines and all this kind of nonsense.
Yeah, so we were kind of talking about that earlier today because, you know, right now you're like, oh, I'm just gonna go buy it, or I'm gonna, you know, nothing's gonna happen, and then you kind of watch stuff, but you don't do it. So we're thinking about maybe in the next few weeks we'll do a few things here, sprinkle them in, you know, to kind of help you guys. And some of you guys might not know some of this, but then you can make your own stuff to save a little money, because some people might want to be saving a little money.
You just have to know how to do it. Jane, you don't have to worry about missing it. All you have to do is just go to university and log in. And any video that we put up in the university is going to be there for your viewing pleasure anytime you want to go watch it. So you don't have to wait till Wednesday. You can go watch the video that we put up today. So if she asks you questions about it on Wednesday, you'll have some answers for it. All right. Stacy, why can you swallow black seed oil and olive oil, but not coconut oil?
Well, they're pulling. Well, you're going to be doing it quick. I need to do a little bit more studying on that, but I know, you know, when I was watching, you know, some doctors, they say that you could just do that. It's you know, I guess if you're not doing it for a long time, if you just do it for a minute or so, you're kind of swishing, getting the gunk, and then you're swallowing it because you can go ahead and take it internally anyway. So, and I guess you're getting your saliva with it, and then you're swallowing it with the coconut oil. I'm thinking, you know, it's going to be pulling the junk out more, and then normally you're not going to be swallowing that much at a time. I'm not exactly sure. I have to look up all the technical reasons.
I think the coconut oil pulls a lot more, and the black seed oil is more like killing the germs and that kind of thing.
And then you just swallow it.
Yeah. And the university, we're live every Wednesday night at 7:30 p.m. Central Standard Time. You will get an email as long as you provided it. You have to join the university, and you know, you get an email, or you can always watch it after the fact.
Wow.
Dang, y'all, this year is starting off on fire. Can't you guys see what's going on? Leave it in the comments. Can you see what the setup is? They've been touting up this worst flu bugs in 25, 30 years, just skipping right over the COVID line, right? Like, oh my, y'all, get ready. Here it comes. We are making a like-minded community. We have a lot of people moving around here by us. A lot of people come to our conference, the Homesteading Life Conference.com.
That's one of my goals is to have that homestead community, and I have a few people who are definitely interested. So
meet people online, exchange your emails, you know, or even if you come to our live events, or even our get-togethers, you know, when we travel, people exchange emails and things, and then you have like your online community too.
And some of you guys live closer than you think to each other.
Yes, you can oil pull with castor oil. Castor oil will only get like a minute or two. You don't have to do it that long. So Roz from Oz. Okay, Roz from Oz says, what do you think is the best for structuring water, Flaska or Analemma wand or Tia Murphy's handheld unit? Well, Roz from Oz, I have all three actually, and I use they're for different things. Like go back to two. That Analemma rod. So both of those, the Flaska bottles and then the Analemma wand, you can get them from Dr. Collins side on our Oscar with Ed Stacy. The wand I like if, I like to put it in because it comes like in a little, container, and I can throw it in my bag. So like if I'm traveling sometimes too, or, and just, I have them for different places and different things I do. The flask of bottles nice. It has a, it's got a cork top, and then it has like the cork on the outside too, and then the bottle's kind of etched in. I can carry that with me sometimes too. I really do love the structure because I use that probably more than the other two, to be honest with you. But I like them all because I'm different places. Sometimes if I'm traveling, sometimes I'll have something in the car, or I'll have it in the RV, or I'll have it in my bag, or I'll have it in the house. You know what I mean? And
I think I'm going to do a lot more leaf lettuce this year.
Or you're at a restaurant or something and you don't have something, so
And we're definitely going to be selling it in the farm store.
Handheld structure because I use it. I like.
Yeah, you guys, please check these guys out. They are Off Grid with Doug and Stacy. They have an amazing channel. I mean, some people have said they don't like some of the things that they've gotten into lately, that they've been talking about, but they're trying to cover the bases. They really are. They're trying to cover the bases, and they really are, just, they're amazing people, and they know what they're doing. They've been living off grid for almost 20 years. So, and these guys are the ones that helped get me back into wanting to garden again. So, anywho.
And I have a whole structure unit on my
I'll play this
too.
a little bit longer. And then...
I use a handheld one from TNHW the most out of those other two, but I have all three and I like all three of them. So it just depends what you like. So if you do like a handheld unit, you can go to tmhw.net and check those out. Oh, Janet likes my spoon. See, if Doug doesn't listen, he's going to get it. I like wooden spoons. They're really cool. I like it because it has a nice long handle. All right. What kind of hand crank mill do I have? It's just a regular hand crank mill. I don't know.
Nothing fancy.
It's nothing.
Metal, iron.
Yeah. You can go like, even if anyone's familiar with Dutchman's in Iowa or your big stores, like Mennonite stores, where you can get to any kind of store like that, like a bigger store, you can find them. You can find handheld, mills that you can crank. I know you can find them. A lot of the Amish stores, they do have them.
No pathway of life. That's actually the complete opposite. We're not talking about taking some kind of a copper supplement or anything. We're just talking about drinking water from a copper vessel. So there's no metals going into your body or anything like that.
Maybe we should start selling them, the grinders, on the counter.
You can see our grinder on our counter.
Well, when you got up.
Oh, there it is right there. Look, see, it's right there.
Oh, yeah.
Man, these people don't miss nothing.
Oh my gosh, I didn't clean up after this.
Thank you.
We like wearing copper jewelry. It's good for you.
I got a Wonder Mill Junior for grinding grains. It's manual. It's not easy. You're small though. You do like on mine, it's a hand one, but I thought, I'm gonna try to make it a little finer because it's hard if you have to grind it. You want to do it twice. It takes too long. I get to. So I like it. Actually, I'm gonna make him something for tomorrow. So
No, you're not. I have to go get the.
I forgot.
Yes, you can see all the past episodes in the university when you join Wayne. They're all there waiting for you anytime you want to devour. We have quite a catalog built up already.
And I'm doing on Mondays, the second and fourth Monday of the month, I call it Movement Monday. And I'm doing things, from anything. I say movement could be anything from you're working your lymphatics, it could be stretching, it could be breathing, it could be actual moving, rebounding, whatever it's going to be. So I'm going to go through a whole gamut of things. And he put one up today, and if that's not live, we're just going to film that and pop that up, where you guys can go back and do it anytime. But just know, you guys on the university, you don't have to.
I'm working up on it, like adding up how many plants I need on, the one page in those beds.
Pickups will be on the 19th.
All right, so again, I'm not gonna play through this whole thing because we're already on over an hour. So, but yeah, it's basically it's obvious we're coming right down to the wire, you guys. Like, there's not much to say about it except for the fact that we have to get prepared. What are we going to do? There's really only one thing we can do. Unless you have the money to buy all your preps. And at this stage in the game, unless you win the lottery, good luck with that. Now, homesteading does have a cost. But there are ways to go into it without having to have a whole lot, And we're going to get into that tomorrow. So, I don't want to put anything like that at the end of the video because a lot of people don't watch the video all the way to the end. Sorry, you guys, my nose is just like, my sinuses are crazy right now. This weather. All right. Let's see. One thing I am going to pull up. I don't even remember if it was on Google or if it was on DuckDuckGo. I have no idea. I don't remember. Oh, man. Oh, here we go. Homestead survival site. 33 hygiene items you'll need after the collapse. World's oldest bread recipe. Stacy does that on her channel. And it's sweet potato flatbread, and it might actually be by Heidi Hawthorne. Okay, that's 100 shelf-stable ingredients you can cook almost anything. How to make a lemon balm tincture for anxiety. How to care for chickens in the winter. How to make herbal wound powder. 10 indoor heating options for winter blackouts. 100 plus uses for baking soda. Easy do-it-yourself canning storage. 19 homemade sore throat remedies. Well, that was page 2. That wasn't even page 1. How to make an antifungal salve from black walnuts. How to make peasant bread. How to make mozzarella cheese. How to make gallons of vinegar for pennies. How to make maple syrup from scratch. How to make gummy vitamins that boost your immune system. How to homestead in an apartment. Hey guys, we're going to do that one. 30 ancient remedies to be used that used to be common knowledge. 15 frugal living tips from our ancestors. How to make an herbal medicine chest. I read through that one. Excuse me. How to make a bacon fat candle. How to make herbal anti-inflammatory tablets. 15 best foods for root sellers. 13 creative uses for olive oil, how to make it all natural cough syrup, 15 most important homesteading skills, how to make a wild lettuce tincture for pain, how to use a grain mill, blackout basics, what to do when the power goes out, how to prepare for civil unrest. Sounds like there's some pretty good ones in here, huh? 30 powerful uses for witch hazel, do-it-yourself calendula salve for cuts, burns, and more. 101 old wives' tales from the 1800s. Flu bomb recipe, boost your immune system naturally. 40 household items that will be priceless someday. 42 garden plants that will hurt your other plants. I think I need to do that one. 9 best calibers to stockpile. How to build a giant solar-powered food dehydrator. How to preserve fresh herbs from your garden. Do-it-yourself planter from one pallet. Boots. Oh, cat. Be better. How to make a do-it-yourself compost tumbler, why your garden soil sucks and how to fix it. How to make an antibiotic extract. 10 top 10 foods for bugging out. 7 Amish recipes every homesteader will love. Can you homestead on less than an acre of land? I did that one. How to make herbal capsules. I did that one. Do-it-yourself off-grid washing machine. I'm planning on making that. I gotta get the stuff for that. Anyway, like there's so many things, and Rich, you better stop. Right now I'm trying to figure out how to make as much extra money as possible, to get us going more, to make it to where we can foot our homestead, because we got to get it going. We've got to get everything going, and it's going to be a lot. Is it going to be too much? I pray not. This is the reason why we need to get money coming in from home. What I'm really looking for is being able to, do things to where we can make money from our homestead, or, just things that we can, maybe me and my husband both, we can just make money from home, later at night for, just a few hours working on, to where we can bring in a decent amount of money, because we need to be able to have the time to work on the homestead and get it built up, because we're running out of time. So right now, my job, I'm working about 40 hours, but I'm not getting enough sleep. So trying to add a second one to that cuts out more time and more sleep. So, and I'm really hoping to be able to foot the homestead from the homestead. That's my goal. So, but one of the things I think I'm going to definitely kind of start off tomorrow with, not only how to plan your homestead, just with everything that's going on, we could very well be looking at grid down situation. I don't know when, but we need to be prepared to possibly have to live like our ancestors did. How are we going to get water? How are we going to, we're going to be able to cook? Are we going to be able to, do we have it? We need to grow our own food to feed our animals, that kind of thing. And, our ancestors did it, but that's all they knew. The problem is, a lot of that knowledge has been forgotten, and that's what we're trying to revive, and because anything can happen at this point, at any point in time. It's best to be prepared. To be prepared to not just survive, but take care of your family. Take care of yourself and your family in worst case scenario. what would we do in a grid down situation if we had to live without the power grids for 18 months to 2 years or longer? And things have been kind of leaning towards grid down for a long time. So, it's been hinted around, and the hints that have been thrown around, most people have just kind of, oh, well, that's never going to happen. They're never going to do that. The problem is the government is ready for it. They have their bunkers. They have their areas where they can go. They're prepared for this. They've been hoarding food. They know how to grow their own food. They've been hoarding seeds. They have their own way to get their own water. And it's them first, and they don't care about any of the rest of us. So we have to figure this out for ourselves, which is why we got to take advantage of the information that we have available now, like on the internet, on Pinterest, on YouTube. On Pinterest and YouTube are probably my two favorite places for it. My other site I like is the Homestead Survival site. But there's a lot of really good information out there, and getting homesteading books is also highly recommended because then you have it in hard copy and you don't have to, like, in that event without electricity, you don't have to worry about not being able to have access to it. So, but I think one of the things I'm going to work in tomorrow is how to plan your off-grid homestead. That's a really good idea. We also have Amish neighbors. We have some that live just down the road from us on one of the same roads that we live on, because we're on a corner, and just down the road, like literally one farm down, is a nice big Amish farm, and then you go down to the next intersection and turn left, and there's another big Amish farm down on that road, and it's just like within that same block of where we live. But there's Amish around like the whole area that we live. So yeah, we're also planning on talking to them ourselves. Now I know our neighbors that live right down the road, I know they do use electricity for some things, but I also know that they know how to survive in that situation. They don't need electricity to survive. They raise and grow all their own food. They don't go buy groceries. They raise it. They grow it. They store it. They preserve it. So we are looking into. I'd like to get dairy goats. That's what I've been aiming towards because they're smaller, easier to handle. That is some of the research that I've been doing. Not as easy as I thought. So possible that I'm going to lean towards maybe a smaller dairy cow. It just depends because, I want us to be able to have our cheese and our butter and that kind of thing. And then the milk for obviously different things. But you can also store milk in different ways as well. Now, we do have a basement in our house, and it does stay pretty cool down there. The problem is it's humid in the basement. It's not hot down there in the summer. It's just not real dry a lot of the time. Sometimes it is, but not a lot of the time. So I have to be careful of like mold and that kind of thing down there. And I'd really like to get the basement dried out while I still have time, but it's a whole money thing there. So another reason why I want to try to get, more, I want to get my businesses up and going and, be able to, foot the homestead off from it. And I'm like working towards that on homemaking things and getting my website up. I've been working on my website, like homemade soaps and hand sewn items, practical items. I'm working on some quilts. I'm working on some crocheted blankets, which are practical, obviously. I can crochet pot holders. I can sew pot holders. And I can do it by hand. I don't need electricity for that. I do have TikTok, yeah. I've uploaded some of my videos. I should probably get back to doing that. I just haven't done it in a long time. I had some issues with it the last time I tried. The last time I uploaded some of my videos to it, but I think I might try to do that again. But I am getting my business up and going. Like I said, I'm in the process of getting my website up. Faith First Farm and Homestead. Yes. I haven't been on it in a minute. Let me see. Oh, shush. Shush, shush, shush. No. Yeah, it's Faith First Farm and Homestead. Why? I'm not trying to add to my story. What am I doing? I don't even know what I'm doing. I'm not trying to find friends. Oh. Jeez, I feel stupid. Shut up. Just let me see my photo. That's my profile photo on TikTok. Faith First Farm and Homestead. But it's actually first is spelled out. Just like the YouTube channel. Really? I might actually change the photo. If I can find the orange shirt I did, because I like that one better. Actually, I might use the blue one. Because it's new. It says new. That shows kitties. Can you crop it? Oh, come on, really? Why? Just what? Erg. Rar. No. Well, I guess that's what it's going to be. I'll show you the one that I okay. Disappeared. Hold on. Edit, dummy. View photo. That's the photo now. Screenshotting that because I cropped the photo. I have really not added much to this in a while. Definitely have not added much to this in quite a while. Oh. Mine's going on. Gotta love her. Anyway, yeah, I think tomorrow I'm definitely going to, and yes, I will start uploading to TikTok again. I really do need to do that. At Tony Anderson, you're right. That is definitely a very good place to advertise. But I think I'm going to go into how to plan your off-grid homestead and how to live off the grid. I mean, I'm gonna really try to crank them out tomorrow, and let's see, this is a zero budget homesteading right here on this one. I might actually just include it in the same video. So these videos might be a little bit longer, but I really feel like we need to get this information out there. So, but that is going to start tomorrow. Let's see how to homestead for free for the rest of your life. I need to do that video for myself. Yeah, that's me. How to homestead for free for the rest of your life. I need to know this one. Definitely going to use that one tomorrow. Definitely. Now, I've also been, well, I haven't worked on it in a while. I need to. I'm also going to start working on the homestead binder, planner, journal, that kind of thing. I don't know. I want to make it, like one that includes everything. The one-stop shop, basically. One-stop shop. To where, yes, it would be a really big binder, but you have everything. And the pages, let's put it like this. They're going to be in such a way to where grid down situation, where you don't have access to electricity or anything like that, all you need is paper. You can copy down the same thing, poke holes in it, and add it to the binder. And you're still keeping track of everything and staying organized. And that's the important thing. You're able to keep track and stay organized. And I need to do that because I'm not very organized when it comes to that. Been very haphazard in the past, I'll start out writing things down and then I won't keep track of it. I won't keep track of anything on a weekly basis from that point on, and I'm really bad about that. Who's so yeah.
He's still on the bed.
I don't care if I get my clothes wet. Anyway, but yeah, I'm gonna be working on that, and that's something else that's gonna be available online in a PDF form, and I have no idea how to make that available. Again, that's a website thing, and I'm still working on the website, which is gonna be a minute. This is I'm not tech savvy when it comes to this stuff. I was going to hire my son to help, but he's not real versed on creating websites either, so I don't know. And what I found, like the website builders that I found, I'm not happy with. Like, I might end up having to go with like Wix and pay for it. I mean, I'm gonna have to pay for it anyway, but I'm just trying to figure out, like, I don't know. I just don't know. Anyway, but I will definitely let you guys know when the website is up. It is after 9:30. I'm going to get off from here because it's been almost 2 hours, and I'm really glad. I mean, I'm really going to keep trying to look out for you guys, and I only have one more day off. I don't know what my schedule looks like beyond Thursday. I don't remember. I wrote it down. I'm probably going to have to go down there tomorrow. But I'm going to have to get my butt to bed so I can get up and get to work on things I need to do. So, because I've actually had a couple days where I haven't been home much, so it hasn't helped out on getting things done here. I had to go and get chicken feed earlier. I still need to get a bale of straw. That's something else I've got to be able to. Yeah, that's something we'll cover tomorrow. But we'll start that series tomorrow. And I'm going to work in a whole bunch of different things on it. And I hope you guys are getting something out of this. I'm really trying to keep you guys on top of things that are going on. And help you guys to realize how important it is to have that homestead, to have that garden, to, getting things going to where you can be self-sustainable. Because if you have to depend on the system, you're in trouble. So, I don't want to have to depend on the system. We don't really have money for groceries, okay? I don't work in money for groceries out of my paychecks. I can't. And neither really can my son. We just kind of go and grab things as, we need them kind of thing. But I don't want to have to depend on the system. I've had a lot of people ask me, why don't you go get, sign up for EBT, that kind of thing. I'm not doing that. I don't want to be part of the system again. I had that for over 20 years. I'm not doing it anymore. I'm not doing it. I am just not doing it. Good night, Mandy. So it's just really, really, really important that, you know how to even container garden. If you're not on a property where you can have a garden, find a way that you can container garden, that you can grow food, like enough to survive, that kind of thing, It's not impossible. So I'm going to get off from here, and I will see you guys tomorrow on videos on our new series, how to become fully self-sufficient, because it is possible. You just have to know the ins and outs, and that's what we're going to look at so you guys can see how possible it is. And I will see you guys tomorrow, and you guys have a good night. And remember, you guys, keep an eye on the subscriptions, because YouTube is stupid when it comes to subscriptions. They've been playing with my numbers for a while. Just keep your eye on them. Make sure you're still subscribed. Click on the notification bell. Click on the all to make sure you get all the notifications. Like and share the videos. Get them out there to people. Get this information out there. Pass it on, pass it on, pass it on, pass it on, pass it on. Some of my older videos are kind of stupid. Whatever. I have some good information. I have some good informational videos out there on the channel from when I started putting informational videos on the channel. I do have some really good informational videos on there. Some of them, the series that I started doing, I think it was on urban homesteading. It was from the homesteading survival site. And the first one was, could you start a homestead wherever you are, or something like that. The second one was like adapting to the homestead mindset. Those were really good ones. And then I have a lot of really good informational videos from, on homesteading from Pinterest, and go through and check them out. I've literally gone through some of my homesteading books. Well, I've gone through one of them. I've gone through all of them. I started going through some more of them. I need to get back into doing that. I'm gonna try to work that in as well. But go back through the videos, check them out, and learn. It's really important. And get your books, get your homesteading books, your gardening books, learn, do your research, do your preps, do your chores, do your research. Don't forget to have some fun and do some more research. And I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye, guys. Get that homestead started. It's really important. Bye, guys.